Da, 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 da. Sorry, I'm working on my entrances. Trying to make them more sparkly. Anyway, hey guys, it's a Pages in Ink, and I wanted to give you guys a bookshelf tour because I haven't done one, and I thought it would be a good way to kind of introduce more of my own books and less of the wrap-ups of the books that I've read. And I'm literally surrounded by piles of books that were on those top shelves up there that you can't see, because I'm only going to be doing those top two shelves because that's where the magic is. By magic, I mean books. These lower shelves behind me, I mean, these are more interesting novels too. And if you guys like this video and want me to talk about those, I will. But it's also it's got a lot of my personal stuff, so if you guys want to know, because that's like yearbooks and photo albums and scripts of plays that I've been in, because I've been in theater for part of my life. So I have scripts, I have playbills from shows that I've seen. So if you're interested in that stuff, put a comment below or send me an ask on Tumblr, and I will make a video about that stuff. And like I said, if you guys like this video about my books, I will make another one to talk about these. But right now, it's just going to be those up there, because that's a huge chunk of the books that I read. So with that, let's get started. Oh, one quick thing. I recently learned that because I had made a post on Tumblr asking you guys what you wanted to see in my videos, because I really wanted to post a book video and didn't know what to do. Nobody commented or hit me up with an ask or anything. So for a while I was just kind of like, they don't really care what I have to say. Then today I realized it shouldn't matter. I should be doing this to have fun, and I do. I mean, I'm surrounded by books. So one of my books just fell over, my piles of books. But I shouldn't be doing this to get you guys to watch, really. I should be doing this because it's fun and I like to talk about books. I can go on about books for hours. Sorry, I'm trying to straighten my pile. It's not working. So, yeah, that was my discovery. And seriously, guys, hit me up with a comment or an ask on Tumblr, because I will talk to you guys. I will private message you back. Whatever you want. Just talk to me. I want to know about you guys, and nobody talks to me, really. And I want to know what your favorite book is, what your favorite book series is, your favorite book genres, or your movies, your authors. I don't care. Come talk to me. I will talk to you about anything you want to talk about. Whether it's books or it's more personal hobby stuff. Come talk to me. Really. Seriously. Do it. Okay. I'm gonna get on with books now and stop being hard on myself. I guess we'll start with this first pile. So I have Tangerine by Edward Bloom, and I have read this actually, but I haven't read it in a long time, so I don't actually remember what it was about. I know it has to do with soccer, and them moving to Florida, or from Florida, moved to Tangerine, Florida. I remember it being really good, and that's why I kept it. I just don't remember what it's about now, so I need to go back and read it. Next book I have is Maggie Stiefvater and the Raven Boys, and I also actually have Shiver right here. I haven't put this on my shelf yet, so that's why it's up here and not down here with Shiver. These are both really good. They're both paranormal. This one is about werewolves and a boy named Sam and a girl named Grace. And this is about a girl named Blue, who's the daughter of a psychic, but doesn't really have any psychic abilities of her own. She actually amplifies psychic like that kind of activity. So she's an amplifier, and she runs into boys that go to a. I did a wrap up book haul thing, and I talked about this. So if you want to see that, go find it. I don't know how to put links in this yet. I'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, Go check this out, and check this out. Maggie Stiefvater, this is upset, is a great author. She's very good. I love her books, so go pick those up. I have The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, which hopefully you guys know what this is about, so I'm not going to talk about it. This is L. Frank Baum. Yeah. And I have Persepolis, which I had to read for contemporary literature. Oh, I won this in a giveaway. Persepolis by Margie Satrapi is a book about a girl. Well, it's like an autobiography kind of. It's a comic book. It's about Margie as a 10-year-old girl, and she grows up in the book, in this one, and there's 2 parts to it, I think. So there's another one. It's her life in Iran, and at the actual, I'm going to spoil something. The end, she moves to Austria. Her parents make her move. So that's what book 2 is about. But this is about Margie living in Iran during the time of the Islamic Revolution, and it's really good. I really liked it. Which is why it's still on my shelf. And I have Ready Player One, which I only know 2 things about. 1, that it's really good. 2, it's dystopian, which dystopian alone is good enough for me. So I can't wait to read this. Then I have The Darkest Powers series, which is one of my favorite series for a long time. This is by Kelly Armstrong. It's about a girl named Chloe who is a necromancer but doesn't know it. She gets her period, which taboo period, not really. Which is actually very rare in YA literature about girls getting their periods. There's only 2 series that I've read where that happens, and it's this, and it actually only happens once, even though it takes place in a span of a couple months. I think maybe it's just 2 weeks. I don't remember. But anyway, it happens in this, and it happens in Throne of Glass, which is right here. So like I said, it's rare. Anyway, getting off topic. These are supernatural, paranormal, fiction, YA books, and I really like them. Like I said, they're my favorite series. It's also got witches and warlocks and werewolves, and a company that genetically messes with with people with supernatural abilities. I recommend it because I thought it was really good. I don't think a lot of people actually like it as much as I do. So pick it up on my word. Then I have the next series that Kelly Armstrong wrote, which is The Gathering. I only have this one. I didn't really like it so much. It's good. It's just not what The Darkest Powers was. And so I didn't get any more books. But this is about a girl that can shapeshift into a kind of big cat. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, The Gathering. That's actually, this is, if you like Native American Indian mythology, there's some of that in here, which I thought was good. So if you like that, pick up and try it. I didn't like it, but you might. And I have Speak, which is about a girl who's pretty much an outcast after some incident at a party that turns all of her friends against her, which wasn't even her fault. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's the final plot twist in the story that really makes you go, oh. This is by Laurie Halse Anderson. I had to read this freshman year in high school, and I really liked it, which is why it's still on my shelf. It's really good, and I suggest you guys read it. Then I have this that I got in a book swap, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Liani Taylor? Hope I said that right? It's so pretty. Look at that. It's so pretty. I have a mask too, but it's up there. Actually, it's up here. Boop! I think I showed you guys this in my videos. Look how gorgeous. Okay, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I don't actually know specifically what it's about. I know it involves angels, I think, and and demons. Once upon a time, an angel and the devil fell in love. It did not end well. So excited to read this. And I have The Bang Chronicles. Pretty sure this is the actor from the movie, which is awesome. I will be reading this once I finish the reread of Mortal Instruments, because I've already read the Infernal Devices this year, so I kind of am going to use this as like a wrap-up of everything in the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I am really excited for Cassandra Clare's third series in the Shadowhunter Chronicles, which is The Dark Artifices, I think I'm saying that right, which the first book is Lady Midnight. I don't actually know when that's coming out. I need to look that up, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited. These books, I love, okay, I'm going to say this really quick. Cassandra Clare, I want to say, is a genius when it comes to writing these things, because she's got going on 3 series of the same world with different plots, and it's like all intertwined, and it's great in my opinion. I don't read many things that is like greatly intertwined like that. I mean, Harry Potter, I think, is one of those that they all connect together. Even though it's the one series, but I mean, like, all the, never mind. But it's great. I think she's a genius. There's a lot of people that don't like her, and some people say they don't like her personality, which I haven't really looked into how she is as a person, but I think as an author, she's great. Anyway, one thing I didn't expect when I, like, looked through this a little bit, I didn't read anything, but there's, like, pictures. They're like comic strip picture things, and they're beautiful, and I'm freaking out. There's something about someone playing a ukulele and it attracts llamas. What? Okay. Next, I'm gonna pick up my babies here. Come here. If you guys haven't seen me talk about this series, you're not paying enough attention on my blog. Because Heather Brewer, the author of the Chronicles of Vladimir Todd series, this is one of the series that really got me back into reading in middle school. And Vlad has been like a constant companion throughout middle and high school, and he's like my best friend, book-wise, and I really wish he was real. But it's about a boy who's a vampire and lives with his aunt after his parents die in a house fire. And his dad's a vampire, his mom's a human woman. He's a half vampire. And it's him dealing with high school and his vampireness, and his best friend Henry is like one of the most popular kids in school, and it's such a great series. It's so good, and you guys should read it. I barely have anyone to talk about the series with, and I really think you guys should read it. It's one of the best that I've ever read in my life. Put that over there. I only have 2 of these right now because my brother borrowed the first one, but the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, which I actually have her signature right here that my brother moved. I got this from the Evergreen Reader. Pooja, you're awesome. Yeah, this series is about a girl named Alina Starkov, and it's like a Russian kind of world, high fantasy world, and the Grisha basically have like magic powers, and there are of course people who don't, and they're not Grisha, they're just regular people, and they join the army of this guy who's the Darkling. He's basically like in charge of the king's magic army, and is actually the antagonist of the whole series. And the whole series is really good. Like all the characters except, in my opinion, for Mal. If you guys like Mal, fine. I don't. I think he's a convenient character, but I can get on that later. I actually talk about that later. If you guys want to know, comment, ask. Anyway. These are really good. I really enjoyed them. They were recommended to me by Rainy Day Coffee and Books, or Liv, and they were great, and I thank her forever for introducing me to them. Then I have this, and the rest are behind me. I'm just gonna pick up this one. I have all of these. The Mortal Instruments series. I just finished this last night, and I actually really need to get to reading City of Ashes. I was busy all day, so I've only read like a chapter or 2 of it. Anyway, you guys don't know what this is about, shame on you, because it's been a movie, which actually wasn't very good, but that's not the point. And it's also being made into a TV series, so hello! Check it out! Sorry, that was probably not a good idea. Check it out. It's about a girl named Clary who lives with her mother, Jocelyn, in an apartment in New York. And she goes to the club with her best friend, Simon, and they see these teenagers kill another teenager, and she's all freaked out because, you know, that's not normal. But nobody can see them except for her. It turns out they're people called shadow hunters, which are the offspring of angels and humans, and have like these special abilities, and they have runes, and seriously, you should know this. Even if you haven't read it, you should know what this is. So that's all I'm going to say about it. And I have Deviant Nightmares, which is a anthology, and it's got a bunch of horror stories. And I got this in a giveaway because the author, which is Elizabeth Mathis, was doing the giveaway, which is Betwixt the Pages on Tumblr. And I won one of her giveaways, and I got it, and she wrote a couple stories in here. A couple or just one. It's just the one. But I'm really excited to read this. I'm actually saving this for October, because 4 stories in October. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say, because it's becoming a long video. The Infernal Devices series, which is Cassandra Clare's prequel to the Mortal Instruments series, and this is like also like Mortal Instruments. It's about shadow hunters, like I was talking about. These are set, this is a historical fiction. It's set in the late 1870s in London, England, and it's about a girl named Tessa who moves to London from New York in the USA to live with her brother Nathaniel, or Nate, and is picked up by 2 witches, well, they're called warlocks, but they're bad people. Picked up by 2 old women who teach her to use an ability she never knew she had, and pretty much they torture her pretty much, and she only puts up with it because they have Nathaniel captured, and she's saved by the shadow hunters, and they help her try to find her brother, and it unlocks like this whole past she didn't even really know was a thing. She doesn't, you know, she's learning why she was made, or like how she came to be, because they don't know what she is. And it's a really good series. Read it. Now. Then I have 2 books that I bought and I haven't read yet, and I can't wait to read them. Red Queen, which I'm super excited about because I've heard good things. I know it's a high fantasy thing. It's about people who also have her autograph. Yeah. Oh, can you see it? This is also thanks to Pooja. Anyway, it's about a world where there are 2 different kinds of people. Those with silver blood, which are basically like all royalty, and they have like they have magic power kind of things. And the red bloods, which are like the normal people who don't have powers, and the red bloods are basically slave to the silver bloods. And the main character is a red blood, but she has a power. So I'm really excited for this. Then An Ember in the Ashes, which I know is also another high fantasy, I believe. That's based on Roman times, and here's the map. It smells good. And, so I'm really excited for this. It's about a girl who tries, I believe, to save her brother, who is labeled he's wanted for treason. Here's another map in the back. So I'm really excited for this one too. This one was recently released, like early this month. Let's see, what else do I have down here behind me? Because of When Dixie that I had to read, I want to say middle school, and that was good, and I kept it because it was cute and kind of sad. Ender's Game, which I have seen the movie for, and I thought it was a pretty good adaptation. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. So this is a good sci-fi book to read if you guys are interested in sci-fi. I think it's an adult novel or YA. I don't know if it's adult or YA, but it's still really good, and you should still pick it up and read it. The Selection by Kira Cass is a dystopian, which is good enough for me to read anything, because I love dystopians and high fantasy. But about a girl named America Singer who lives in a world where people are divided by class into numbers, and she's a 5, which is basically art and music kind of people. And she only signs up for this competition to be the prince's future bride, because 1, it's money for her family, and 2, because her love at the time talks her into it, thinking, you know, you're not really gonna get picked, or something along those lines. And yes, I have read this. So she applies for it and gets chosen, and she only really stays in it and doesn't like ruin her chances because of her family. And I think that's really sweet. She's not doing it for a guy. So if you guys are thinking that she's doing it for a guy, read it. You're wrong. And I have The Princess and the Pirate, which is like this anime-looking artwork that I really liked, and which is why I picked it up at my book fair in middle school, and I read it in middle school. And there's pictures every now and again. And it's about a pirate and a magic amulet thing, and yeah, it's pretty good. I have Chicken Soup for the Girl's Soul, which isn't really all that important or special, but these Chicken Soup stories are really actually kind of fun to read. I mean, some of these are really sad, some of these are really funny. There's comics in here. Like, I just saw one. This. And it's really funny. It talks about girl stuff. If you're a girl, pick that up. Red Rising, which I haven't read. I'm pretty sure it's a dystopian. It's about a guy who has been enslaved and like to mine this planet, this red planet, and he's part of like a red society, and and then there's also like the gold. I don't remember the description. I haven't read this yet. This is on my TBR, and I'm excited to read it. If you can't tell by my ignorance of what it's about. I also have Heather Brewer's second series. I still need to get or like a sequel side story. I still need to get the 3rd book of this, but this is the Slayer Chronicles. This is a trilogy, while this is a series. This is like a side story of a character that's in these. His name is Joss. He's a vampire slayer, and of course this causes all kinds of problems in this series. But these are really good. I still need to get the 3rd one. I've read it, but I don't own it yet, and yeah, these are good. City of Glass. Moving over. So I have all the Mortal Instruments already told you. Angel Fall by Susan E. is one of my new favorite books, and probably one of my new favorite series, even though I've never actually listed it on one of my favorite series. But it is. I have her signature too. And I have a temporary tattoo, which I probably won't use because it's too pretty. Angel Fall is a post-apocalyptic story about a girl named Penryn, because the series is called Penryn and the End of Days. And it's about her trying to find her sister Paige, who was kidnapped by angels that have caused the apocalypse. And she employs, an angel named Raffi, who had his wings chopped off by other angels. And she like employs him to help her find her sister and save her sister. All the meanwhile, it's so good. It's so dark, and it actually borderlines a little bit into sci-fi toward the end. I mean, like experimental sci-fi, not like post-apocalyptic sci-fi. I personally recommend this. I know someone who read it and didn't like it, so it's okay if you don't like it. I'm not going to be mad at you. I really liked it though. I recommend it. Another book series I'm not going to talk a whole lot about because you should already know what this is about. This is The Hunger Games. This is one of my favorite series, if you can't tell. And you know, I have a Mockingjay pen right here. So this is one of my favorite series. If you haven't actually read The Hunger Games, read it. I know someone that is put off by the fact that they're killing a bunch of kids, like they're kids killing each other. Everybody has a problem with that. That's the point of this dystopian world. It's dystopian, it's not supposed to be pretty. So, that there. I've seen a video by Comic Book Girl 19, some number, who broke down the Hunger Games and like explained it as it's got like Nazi theme kind of thing and like a dictatorship kind of thing, and it's also got elements of like Rome, and there's like a Roman myth also kind of ingrained in there. It's really interesting. I would go look that up. Maybe I'll put a link somewhere if I can figure it out. And I have the Shadowhunters Codex, which I actually have read. I don't know how many people have actually read the Codex, because it's just kind of like a companion, you know, thing about the Shadowhunter. Look at this. About the Shadowhunter worlds. But, oh, there's more. This is Infernal Devices. Oh, God! But, this is really good. It's funny. It's got little commentary from Jason, Simon, and Clary in it. And it's got deeper things into the world of the Shadowhunters. And it's got the Parabody Oath and the Shadowhunter Oath and how to ascend. And it's just, it's even got like not a glossary, and it's a table of selected marks. These are marks that are in the books, and it's so interesting. So read it. I have Emily's Good Nightmares, which I got as a present from my friends from middle school, who I don't talk to very much. Which is basically just a bunch of pretty artwork and stuff. And my name is Emily. Emily's Good Nightmares. I've actually read a few of the Emily the Strange books, and I like them. Louise Erdrich, The Roundhouse. I had to read this for contemporary literature too. I thought it was pretty good, that's why I kept it instead of like put it in a box somewhere to be sold. It's about a boy whose mother gets attacked by a man while working on a case, because she's like a social worker or some kind of thing like that. And so she's trying to help this woman and ends up getting attacked, and this boy is trying to find her attacker and kind of get justice for her attack. It's pretty good. Harriet the Spy, which I haven't read, but I've seen the movie, and I only have it here because I've been wanting to read it, and I keep putting it aside to read other things. But that's by Louise Fitzhugh. I liked the movie, so if you don't want to read it, go watch the movie. It's probably not a good adaptation, but I don't care, it's a good movie. I loved that when I was in elementary and middle school. Then I have Beastly. I don't really like this cover for the movie, because it's not very beastly in my opinion. It just looks heavily tattooed. With like random metal stuck in his face. It's kind of weird. I saw the movie and I read the book. I actually kind of prefer the book to the movie, but the movie's still kind of sweet. It's got Vanessa Ann Hutchins in it, if you like her. It's a fairy tale retelling of Beauty and the Beast, which is my favorite Disney movie. About a boy who meets this girl who is actually a witch and turns him into a beast because he's not a nice person. And he learns to be a nice person, and he tries to get a girl named Lindy to fall in love with him, and also falls in love with him. And actually he doesn't really try to, he just kind of helps her out because her father's like this drug addict and has a bunch of problems. It's good. I actually got this from this one. I had the other copy with a rose on it, but I sold it or something, or gave it to someone because my friend Olga gave me this one, and she's got a little thing. So I got this one. You know, I hate the cover. I have Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I haven't read this, but I've listened to the audiobook and I've seen the movie, and I liked it enough that I asked for it for Christmas, so I got it for Christmas. There's a weird pyramid in here. Where did it go? I didn't know there's a pyramid in here. I wonder what it is. What are you? Oh, it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which I already knew. And then there's the virgins, and apparently he's 17. In the movie he's 18. 17-year-olds look like. That's after the yeah. Then I have two ghost horror story things by Mary Downing Hahn. These are more like preteen kids book. Well, not kids. Preteens, I guess. Tweens. Never liked that term. This one's about two kids that live in the forest out by an old house that ends up being haunted, and spoiler alert, pause to let you move on, or not, or don't care. They're ghosts! It actually says a ghost story. And I don't even know why it took me so long to figure that out. It's because they just seem so real, and then suddenly you realize, oh, they're not alive. And then this one, Deep, Dark, and Dangerous, is about a ghost girl living in a place where they go for the summer. I haven't read that in a while. I only have 5 more things to talk about. The unauthorized examination of the boy who lives, psychology of Harry Potter. If you guys like Harry Potter and like psychology, pick this book up. It is so good and it's so interesting because it literally breaks down like the characters and the magical world and a bunch of other stuff, and it's so interesting. I actually have where is it? I just saw some. I have like highlighted passages to kind of like keep in mind. Okay, I didn't know this. Let me read this. Reflecting their preoccupation with themes of lust and death, each member of the group bears a pseudonym consisting of the first name of a popular female sex symbol, Marilyn Twiggy, followed by the last name of a convicted mass murderer or serial killer, Manson. What is this? Figures that represent. Never mind, ignore me. This doesn't have anything to do with Harry Potter, and I don't even know why I did it. Huh. Sorry. Amulet, which is a graphic novel about a girl and her brother and her mom who move into like her great-grandfather's house or something, and it turns out that he has this magical amulet, and there's like this whole other world on the other side of a door, and a creature comes out and takes her mom, and they go after her mom. They have Princess Academy by Shannon Hale, who also wrote Goose Girl, which are kind of like little fairy tales. I don't remember what this one specifically is about, but I remember it being good, and that's why I kept it, and I need to reread it, and I read this in elementary school. And pick that up. And the last two, The Diary of Anne Frank, which hopefully you know who Anne Frank is. I had to read this for school twice, and I kept it, because who doesn't love Anne Frank? She was such a great person, and what happens to her, and all of them are. And the final thing is just gonna be Nancy Drew, that I haven't read. My mom bought them for me a long time ago, and I haven't picked them up. I'll probably read them this year, like over the summer, because they're not very long, and they're mysteries, which I've always liked. I don't really know why I never read them. Probably because I found other things to read that were more interesting to me. Alright, that wraps it up. I know that was really long, and if you guys put up with me to the end, thank you so much for watching. I know this can get really boring, just someone rambling about books, but if you care enough about books, I mean, it shouldn't matter. But, thank you guys so much for watching, and like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to see more of my books, or if you can already see them, let me know if you want another video. Let me know if you want a video about my more personal stuff, like my scripts, and my playbills for shows that I've seen. And yeah, so please send me asks, talk to me about things. I want to know about you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye!